so much for tuning into my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being with me today. Thank you for watching this video. I pray that I can share another good word with you. I hope that it bless you again, just like it has blessed me. Before I get started, the last video that I've done was titled Trusting the Process of God. If you have not viewed that video, please go back and view that video. I will put the link down below so that you can click that link and go back and view that video. So today, guys, I will be talking about something that's totally different. The title of this video is Don't Compromise Your Morals, Your Values, or Your Standards for Anyone. Don't diminish who you are. Don't diminish the person that God has called you to be. Sometimes we can have people around us, people that are in our circles, that feel like we should bow down to them, that we should do exactly what they want to do, that their way is the right way. And if we go against what they're telling us to do, that we are wrong, and they begin to look at us in a certain way. You walk in what God has called you to walk in. Don't diminish who you are. Don't belittle the Spirit of God that is in you, because that is what leads you. That is what guides you. You can't follow man. Don't bow down to man. God is our only God. God is the person that we're serving. God is the person who we need to be pleasing. Whatever you do, do not bow down to man. So with that being said, I have been reading out of the book of Esther all week long. It's so much in the book of Esther that you can pull from. If God haven't gave you what to read or what to study, please take time and go read the book of Esther. I promise you, you will be so happy. You can pull out things that help you with your everyday life. The chapters that I will be focusing on today is chapter 3 and chapter 4 of Esther. However, I will give you a brief summary of chapter 1 and 2 so that you'll know what led up to chapter 3 and 4. So with that being said, let's jump right in. Okay, in the book of Esther, it started off with King Ahasuerus and his queen Vashti. Now, if I pronounce those names wrong, please forgive me. I will be putting the name at the bottom of the screen so that you can see that. So Queen Ahasuerus, he sent for Vashti to come to him. He wanted her to come so he can show off how beautiful she was. Well, Vashti, she refused to come. She refused to go to the king. And so the king became very angry at the fact that she did not come, because he felt like that it was going to set a precedent for all of the women in the land, that all of the women was going to refuse their husband and not do what their husband have called them to do. So what he decided to do, he wanted to get rid of Queen Vashti. Now, he did have his people in his A-man corners, like the people that was a part of his courts, his servicemen that was in his ear as well. And they pretty much were telling him, hey, you got to get rid of her, because if you don't, again, it will set a precedent for all the other women that is in the land. So what King Ahasuerus did, he sent out a letter to the land to let people know that he's looking for a new queen, and he wanted these women to go through a process. He chose several women. However, Esther was the one. When he laid eyes on Esther, Esther found favor in his sight. So pretty much me reading that, I knew that when he first laid eyes on Esther, that she pretty much was going to become queen. And that's exactly what happened. Esther became queen. Okay, I'm going to give you a little backstory about Esther. Esther, she was a Jew. Her mom and dad had passed away. So her cousin, Mordecai raised Esther as if she was his own daughter. Mordecai also was a Jew. So when Esther became queen, Mordecai, he went to the king's gate every day because he wanted to check to make sure Esther was doing okay, that she had everything that she needed, and that she was being treated right. So his purpose of going to the king's gate every day was to pretty much check on Esther. Now, imagine this. Imagine being at the king's gate every day like Mordecai. Imagine some of the conversations that you overhear. Imagine all the people that you see going in and out, and you pretty much can tell what was going on within the palace because you're at the gate. You can see what's going on. So Mordecai, that was his purpose of being at the gate, was to check on Esther. Well, Mordecai overheard two doormen talking about the king. They was plotting to kill the king. So Mordecai took it upon himself to let Esther know so that she could let the king know. And Esther did that. She let the king know that, hey, you got two doormen, they're plotting to kill you. The king looked into it and he ended up killing them. Well, the king, King Ahasuerus, he also had a right-hand man that he was promoting. And this man's name was Haman. Haman was higher than all the prince that was in the king court. So he was promoted to a high position. And I can only imagine that if the king promoted Haman, he had to have some type of trust in Haman. He had to feel that Haman's judgment was great. And that, you know, Haman was the right person for the job. So he commanded all the servicemen, all the people that was within the gate, he commanded them to bow down to Haman. Now Mordecai, like I stated, was a Jew. Mordecai did not go against his morals, his values, or his standard to bow down to Haman. Mordecai did not bow down. So all of the other servicemen, they followed the commandment and they was bowing down to Haman. They noticed that Mordecai would never bow down when Haman was there. So they took it upon themselves to go talk to Mordecai to see exactly what is going on. Why are you not bowing down to Haman? The king has already commanded everyone that was, within the king gates to bow down, and you're not doing it. Mordecai let them know, hey, I am a Jew. And he left it at that. He did not bow down. Just because those people came to him with their problem, he did not bend. He stuck to his morals, his standards, and his values. So those men decided to go to Haman, and they told Haman, hey, there's Mordecai. He told us that he's a Jew. Whenever you come, he's not bowing down to you. Well, the type of person that Haman was, he was proudful, boastful. Again, just imagine, he just been promoted to one of the highest positions in the king palace. I can just imagine him standing there with his chest out, and he is just so angry because this one guy would not bow down. When Haman found out about that, he plotted to kill not only Mordecai, but he wanted to wipe out all of the Jews. All of the Jews, because they wouldn't bow down to him. Okay, so then Haman took it upon himself to go to the king to say, hey, do you know there's a set of people who have their own laws and they're not following your commandment? So he just suggested to the king that we need to wipe these people out. I'm willing to pay money in your treasury so that we can find people that, if they see these people, they can kill them, they can wipe them out. So imagine the king not really knowing the whole entire story, but just imagine the king thinking, okay, I have people that is living, within my land and they're not following the rules. In his mind, he probably was thinking, yes, it is a great idea. We need to kill those. So the king took off his signet ring. Whenever a king take off their signet ring, that means they agree to it. They're giving you the okay to go forward with your plan. So that's what he did. He gave Haman the okay to do it. A decree went out basically saying that you see any Jews, kill them. Okay. When Mordecai found out what happened, he was frustrated and he was angry. So what Mordecai did was he put on a sackcloth and went and sat in front of the king gate. Okay. Now, it was against the king rules, against the norms for you to sit in front of the king gate with the sackcloth on. So one of Esther's maidservants, she saw it and she went and told Esther what was going on. So Esther sent Mordecai some clothes and she wanted to know exactly what was going on with Mordecai. Why was he sitting in front of the king gate dressed the way that he was? So Mordecai pretty much told the maidservant what was going on, gave a copy of the decree to the maidservant so that they could take it to Esther. And Mordecai wanted Esther to do something. He wanted Esther to go to the king and do something about it. Again, Esther, she's a Jew as well. Okay, so Esther, when she got the word of what Haman had done, she sent words back to Mordecai pretty much saying, hey, I just can't go to the king unless he send for me. If I go to him without him sending for me, there's a chance that I may die. Okay, guys, I'm paraphrasing. Make sure you go read this for yourself. It is so good. Make sure you go read it for yourself. Okay, so when the maidservant brought that message back to Mordecai, I can only imagine how Mordecai felt. Mordecai had to give Esther a reality check. He had to remind her, listen, you are a Jew as well. Don't think just because you're the queen or just because you're in the king's palace that they won't kill you. Now, if you won't deliver me and my people, there will be somebody that will come and deliver us. However, you will perish, you will die. So Esther, when she got that word, the words of Mordecai, she thought about it. So what she did, she sent word back to Mordecai for him and the Jews to go on a fast for 3 days and 3 nights. Esther, she had a plan. She had to come up with a plan. So what she did was she went to the king. She took her chance. She knew that the king didn't send for her. So she took her chance. She went to the king. When the king saw that it was her, he bidded for her to come. So when she came, he pretty much was like, what can I do for you today? Do you want half of the kingdom? Now think about this. Esther had favor with the king. So the king at this point was willing to give her half of his kingdom. So Esther pretty much said that, if I please you, I'm going to set up this banquet. I want you and Haman to come and have dinner with me at this banquet. Okay, so he agreed that him and Haman will go with Esther and have dinner. Well, Haman went home. Of course, he boasted to his family about his position and the title he held. But he also told them about Mordecai, the fact that Mordecai would not bow down to him. And, it made him angry. Well, his family, they told him, hey, Haman, what you should do is get this gallows, build this gallows so that you can hang Mordecai on. Haman thought about that, and he had the gallows built so that Mordecai could be hung on a gallows. Now I'm going to pause right here to let you know, sometimes when people dig ditches for you, they dig holes for you to fall in, guess what? They are the ones that end up falling in the hole. So just think about that. The king couldn't sleep that night. He could not sleep. So what he did was he asked his servants men to bring him the book of record. Now the book of record contained all the good deeds that people had done for the king. And Mordecai was in the book of record because Mordecai, remember I said in the beginning, Mordecai tipped the king off to let the king know that the doorman was plotting to kill him. So when the king viewed that in the book of record, he asked one of the servicemen, hey, what did we do for him? And the servicemen replied that they didn't do anything, that nothing had been done for Mordecai. When Haman was in the court and the king bidded for Haman to come to him, the king asked Haman, what should we do for a man that has done great deed? Now again, Haman, he's so prideful and boastful that he automatically thought that the king was talking about him. So of course, he's going to give the best advice that he can to the king because he thinks the king is about to do something that is just so great to him. So he decided to tell the king, oh, I think you should allow that person to wear your robe, your royal robe, and allow them to ride on your horse, parading within the city. So to Haman's surprise, the king was talking about Mordecai, so he pretty much told Haman to go get Mordecai. Okay. So when Haman and the king went to eat with Esther, Esther began to tell the king about how Haman pretty much was behind the whole thing of wiping out the Jews, including her. This really made the king angry, made him upset. That gallows that I told you guys about, how Haman had a gallows built for Mordecai that he was going to hang Mordecai on. Well, guess what? The king ended up hanging Haman on that gallows. So basically what I want you to get from this story, don't compromise who you are in God. And I know I keep saying this, but I want this to sink in. I want it to marinate. You do not have to compromise your morals, your values, your standard. Don't compromise it with anyone. I don't care who they are. I don't care what title they hold, how they feel they're more superior than you. Don't do it. You do what God have called you to do. Walk in the things that God has called you to walk in. You know the values and morals that God has placed in you. That is what you go by. Don't bow down to the things of this world. Don't bow down to the people in this world, because at the end of the day, the only person you should be bowing down to is God. He's the only person that matters. So please, guys, think about it. When you're around people and people want you to act a certain way, do things that you know you're not supposed to be doing, stand up tall. Don't be afraid to tell them, no, I am a child of God. I will not bow down to do what you want me to do or anyone else. So with that being said, I'm about to end this video. I hope that you guys was able to get something out of this video. I was just so excited reading about Esther, and again, it's just so much. I didn't even pull out everything. I just pulled out the things that God had on my heart to share with you. Have a great day. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please take this time out, hit the subscribe button. When you subscribe to my channel, anytime I upload a video, it will alert you to let you know I have uploaded a video. And have a great day.